Hello everyone, and welcome back to the channel. JC here with another video on Action Taimanin. Today we're gonna do another builds and tips, but before we start, don't forget to leave a like, share and subscribe if you enjoy the content. So these builds and tips revolves around particle charge and weapon actives. So the new supporter further enhances weapon active strategies, be that particle strategies, be that weapon actives or ultis. But I gotta say that the best one is gonna be weapon actives because you get more benefit out of it and it's a little bit more consistent. And besides, it is a really good time to pick a particle charge build right now because we have the new supported Tomoe on Raytop, and not only that, we have the gacha supporter, the select gacha over here, which comes with Ingrid, and as I have mentioned previously, she gives the most particle charge in the game. If you have this one, you can omit one of the supporters perhaps, but this is really strong. So let me show you just how much fun this is. Basically, there's, if we are picky about it, there's a good amount of supporters that increase particle charge. I have already mentioned them. Momoko, over here Hikage, and also on red we have Yui. But these ones only give up to 50%. And we want this to be really silly and really abusable. When we want this to be really silly and abusable, we want to use a very specific set, which is going to be Ingrid, paired with Fire God Maika and Tomoe. With that, you're going to have a really fun build. I wouldn't say this is meta, because it's not going to top on Total War, but you can definitely clear stages on Time of 5BR and Tower. In fact, we're gonna do a run over here. So, we're gonna use Inage Natsu with her Divine Sensor. Unfortunately, this is 4 out of 5. It could be stronger, but I mean, look at the percentages if it was max out. Particle charge increases by 200% as a passive. That's great. Attack 4 times with damage equal to 360. That's gonna be 12, no more, like 1,400 something, I think. I'm not doing the right, but whatever. So it is going to deal a good amount of damage. We're using critical Magatemes, whatever attack Magatemes on the subslot, a weapon 5 out of 5 and plus 15 on the subslot. For these strategies, we are going to be using in almost every scenario the Taimanin art to increase particle charge. Is going to be really effective, especially with those characters that increase also speed. Yeah, the speed is going to be amazing. In the case of Natsu, I'm going to use Drifting Illusion because I cannot use Power Release because I have a mixed build. And I'm also using Restoration Smoke just so that I can heal. Yeah, because I'm gonna need the healing. Then, obviously, we have the supporters Maika on the main because of 2 reasons. Number 1, she's able to restore particles with the active, and she's going to give me critical rate because I'm a protective character. You could use Tomoe, but she uses her particles to keep you above. Grants 3 seconds of effect duration per particle. Orb use up to 30 seconds. So yeah, if you use your full bar, you're gonna get this damage 24% damage increase and speed increase. So it is actually decent, and due to how much particle generation you have, you're not gonna feel this, and it's gonna be a 5-second cooldown. It's gonna be lower if you have the extra cooldowns. So yeah, that's also an option. This one is the one that I do not recommend on the main. It is a pretty bad idea, trust me. It doesn't give you that much benefit. Normal attack has a 10% chance to inflict Hellfire, but Hellfire is not that impactful, so yeah. So, yeah. As for the formations, let's go with damage reduction and damage increase on the... Oh, actually, we can do even more particles, just so that you know. Increase damage of the ulti, no. Let's see. Where are the particle effects? Damage increases by 3% for every particle you have. Particle charge amount from attacks reduced by 50%. We could, because we have that much particle charge, but we don't want that. Increase damage dealt to machines and particle charge. Increase particle charge by 25. Increase particle charge speed by 20. Let's go with this one. It is not that great. It's only at 25%, but it's gonna be fun. So let's go with this one. So basically, just I charge the skill once and that's it. So look at how fast I charge my particles, and then look, I can just spam the skill and it permacharges. It is just disgusting. I can just spam this. Yeah, just like that. And I'm going to heal, and I'm going to deal damage, and I'm going to have a ton of stacks, thanks to Micah, which are going to give me a ton of attack. I have super armor with this skill. Look, it is just working. And I'm going to do this so that I can heal a little bit, because I need constant healing. So yeah, it is silly. Definitely silly. As I mentioned, this is not like meta, but it gets the job done, so who cares? And it is fun to just spam one button. And you can charge when the enemy is invincible, which is silly. As I mentioned, it is just a silly build. It is fun to use. We have very few opportunities where we can actually use weapon actives, because there are not many characters who have reliable weapon actives. Most of them are just a whatever effect, just a random damage attack, and usually it's because most of them are the weapon actives of the... what's the name? Of the character release weapon, and those are never up to date. Yeah. So anyways, yeah, just look at this. Okay, let's do a dodge so that I can heal. And I just keep healing and healing and healing and healing and healing. And I keep spamming my skill. And yeah, it is just silly how reliable this can be. And well, there is a small caveat. Remember that Inage's weapon is particularly good. Okay, just like this, and I charge. Okay, it's particularly good because each time you activate the weapon, you get another damage buff for the weapon active. So yeah, it is silly. It is very silly and reliable. Yeah, and the duration of the buffs are long enough for us to just charge the particles one more time, and then I'm gonna use the ultimate, and then I'm gonna charge once again. Come on, charge. Yeah, perfect. And I still have my buff. Look how I just demolished this stage. Consistency? Strategy? What do you mean? This is just spamming one button and that's it. That's all you need. Yeah. Okay, yeah. I as I mentioned, this is not meta defining, in not like something that is going to be used on Total War. Can be used on VR, but it is not the most reliable thing out there. It's just something that you can do. So yeah, Inage Natsu is one of the characters who can use the weapon active. While Sora can do it, it is not the best way to play it, and let me show you. I'm just going to explain the theory. I'm not going to show you around because, as I'm saying, it's not effective. So you're gonna use Freckle Gale in this case. You also get Particle Charge and a weapon active with an AoE. But the animation, number one, is kinda long, so it's not as spammable, number one. Number two, you have two green supporters and your HP recovery is on red or blue. Not with one. With red or blue. Two blue at least. Two blue, two red. So yeah, you're not going to have HP recovery if you do that. So it's kinda unreliable. You usually don't want to do that. You can use it on a stage that you already are able to clear no issues. Like if I went to, I don't know, Tower 100, I could do this. But I'm going to show you a better character. So, we have over here Kurenai. Kurenai is one of the best characters out there. And, again, she is a protect type character. So that means I can equip this one once again. Then I put the new supporter Tomoe. And lastly, I put Ingrid. Classic Ingrid over here. Then I'm going to go with... Basically, I want God's Eye for the buff. And Deflective Wind. And Stormfang. And that's it. Stormfang to debuff God's Eye because of a buff. That's pretty good. And a Deflective Wind just in case I need healing. Honestly, it's just that. As for the weapon, we're using Cornet of Supremacy. Let me check. Yeah, wait. Oh, it is not enhanced. Dainsleif. Okay, Dainsleif. The two weapons that I love. Obviously, they are maxed out and 5 out of 5. So, we go with this, and this. And we equip the Magatamas. Then we put... wait a second. Like this. We're gonna put whatever attack Magatama on the sub-slot. So, weapons 5 out of 5 and plus 15. This weapon is good because it only has an active. But the active is going to give you a buff. It deals tremendous damage. And it enhances the particle charge amount. Oh yeah, talking about that. Bye-bye Stormfang. Let's go with the basic enhancer. We want the basic enhancer always. We could use a Stormfang because we have that much particle charge, but we don't need it. And let's go with classic Kurenai. So yeah. And we're gonna change the weapon. We're gonna do the other one afterwards. Because Dainsleif is also a great weapon. So I just... this is not as fast as Inage. Inage is just crazy fast. But then I can just spam like crazy. That's thanks to the weapon buff. It is just so strong. Cornet of Supremacy. There. Okay. Like that. Perfect. Nice. And I could do ultis easier with this one. Just like that. Perfect. Great, great, great. Okay, just like that. Nice, nice, nice. And yeah, hold and heal and do this and use the weapon active. Charge the particles, interrupt the animation with damage. And then damage. Oh, come on. Really? Okay. Just like that. I'll heal with the mobs rather than the king. The king. The Kang. Yeah. Let's just do this and... yeah. Cornet of Supremacy is never going to fall down. Yeah. Okay. Okay, just like that. Yeah, healing. Perfect. Great. And I'll use an ultimate just to clear the wave. It is just faster. Cornet of Supremacy, it is a single target weapon, so it is just better to do it this way. And I'll just let it explode. And then I'll focus on the Mokujin over here. Just like that. Mokujin. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, healing. Mokujin. Yeah. Super easy. Super easy, guys. I mean, I take a lot of hits, but who cares? Okay. Yeah, just like that. And healing. Yeah. Great. More damage. More damage. And now I face the demons, which count as humans, by the way. Okay, just like that. And another attack. Yeah, it deals tremendous single target damage. It is just amazing. Like that. Healing. Active. 8 million. 4 on the first attack. 4 on the second one. God, is this good. Yeah, I love this weapon. I have always loved this weapon. And now it is even more busted than it already was. Because you can charge your weapon active so much. God! Oh. Yeah. Yeah. Honestly, it is a shame that only a handful of characters can abuse weapon actives. Most of the weapon actives are just unimpressive. They don't have enough damage, they don't have the right effects, so you don't want to use them. Even Sora, who has a cohesive weapon active, it is not exactly the best target for these strategies, which is a shame. Now, I just exchange the Magatamas, like this, and then Red Earth, like this. And we're gonna do this one. But for this one, we have to change the custom, of course. Yeah, the limited pack. So, this one is a little bit more fun to use. Because you don't have to do much. You charge your particles once. And then you just deal constant damage. And that's it. It is good for waves of enemies. But as you can see, it is not as effective as Cornet of Supremacy on dealing damage, especially on this kind of challenging content. It is kind of falling off. It is pretty good for dailies, for events, for lower steps of tower, but right now on this one it's kind of not the greatest. The good thing is that it's really easy to charge my particles, so I can just ultimate time and again. And I can charge my well, I can increase my attack with the ultimate instead of the weapon active. Yeah, this is kind of a good weapon for ulti spam if there are mobs. Yeah, kind of weird, I know. Okay, no. I'll just ultimate. And then I charge my particles. ASAP. Just like that. Good. Ultimate again. Charge the particles. Oh, that didn't deal that much damage. I'll use the... Okay. Yeah, with this, I can just check when it's the right time to use the ultimate. Yeah, not the most effective strategy, sure. Because the damage of this weapon is not on par with Cornet of Supremacy. But still a fun strategy. I won't deny that. And it's, as I mentioned, really good for dailies. For stages that have waves of enemies. Come on, just like that. Nice. Ultimate. Yep. Nope. And I'll use the active. And done. Done, done, done. Yeah, the good thing about Micah's buff is that it lasts for a good amount of time. 20 seconds. So losing the stacks is not that easy. It is something that does happen, but you have to be kind of unlucky, or your strategy has to be like not cohesive enough. Okay, just like this. And I'll charge. The good thing about Micah's explosion, the active, is that you get the base particles and then the damage particles. So you get more than 20% particles when you use the active. Okay. Yeah, just like that. And counter. Ah, I missed. Okay, ultimate. And I just need a couple particles, and there. Nice. I'll just use the active, the counter, sorry, the counter. Then the ultimate. Yeah, it is way easier to do this when I'm not fighting the demon who has demon damage reduction. So yeah, you can see like how effective this is. It is pretty good for the most part, but as I mentioned, not meta at all. But at least this is more reliable than Kara. Because if you remember, Kara wasn't able to clear this stage. Like, due to the lack of HP recovery, she can only clear this on blue with... who was it? Yeah, Massacre Cornet. I mean, can be done, yeah, sure, but it takes a lot of effort. Is there another weapon active worth mentioning? Well, I'll do soup. I'll do soup. I'm not gonna win, but I'll do so. Why not? So for this one, in fact, I'll lower the step. I'll go to 100. Yeah, because otherwise you're not gonna see, and I might die. So let's do this. For this, we use Unidentified Knuckle X. We cannot use Kajiri, unfortunately. It is a shame. It is basically the only weapon you can use for weapon active. So let's do that one with, again, water, critical. So 1, 2, 3, 4. And over here we just put these ones. And I auto-equip. And then for the skills, obviously, again, we want the basic enhancer. We want the buff. Immediately before enemy attack, the buff. And the question is which one. If I have to increase damage, yeah, probably this one to get a buff. So again, I'm using a protected character, so I can just say, no, let's change it. Let's change it just this once. So yeah, because there's not that many characters who can use weapon actives. So competent weapon active. This one is fun. Not like super competent, but really, really fun to use. Because of the extremely low amount of particle charge requirement over here. The particle cost is just 3 particles. So yeah, we can use this one. Another character that could be done is Juggernaut Micah, the Micah with the decisive weapon, but she's not reliable due to her basics, because they are slow. But let's do Sue. So, wait a moment. Ooh! I don't get the effect of the buff. Do I have another buff that I can use? Increases damage. Poisons the enemy. Honestly, I don't have anything better, so I'll just use this one as it is. So let's go to step 100. And yeah, I don't have HP recovery, so probably I'm gonna die. But the fun is there. Sure. Yeah, just look at the particles coming and coming. Yeah, just like that. And weapon active! Weapon active! Yeah. Actually, the tracking attack is not that bad for charging the particles. Let's see. Okay, I have all of these. I'll use the active and then I'll charge. Wow, it is really good for charging actually. So yeah, pretty decent, pretty good. Weapon active. Oh no, I'm confused. I'm confused. Oh, don't. Okay, let's see. Just there. Weapon active. Weapon active. Weapon active. Weapon active. Weapon active. Yeah, I love this kind of weapon active. Yeah. So we just charge a little bit more particles and we use the weapon active. Weapon active. And just weapon active. Weapon active. Weapon active. And weapon active. That I needed that. I didn't need that one, but okay. Okay, yeah. It is doable at least that step. So yeah, that's a lot of fun, guys. Trust me. But I understand if you don't want to roll for these supporters, because I mean they are never going to appear here on Total War, not unless we get an extremely busted weapon active, and I mean so busted that it just demolishes Sora's damaging roll, and I don't think that's possible for now. Sora's still the best damage dealer, but people are experimenting with other attackers. I think that we're not gonna see it over here. It already changed, but I saw an Rose on the leaderboard, and that was interesting. So, anyways, and that's about it for today. I hope you find this useful, and let me know in the comments if you, just as me, are a weapon active enthusiast. And I'll be seeing you next time. Bye!